ambition. Easy to dream a dream, though it's harder to live it. They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream.
What up, guys? Had a great workout. Did shoulders. Kept it light. I still can't go too heavy. So my back is still a little janky right now, but I had a good workout. Tomorrow is check-in. So I have to check in with my weight. I should be around maybe 221, maybe. I'm hoping to get around 220. So I had a good workout, not the best, but you know, I don't like missing days. I don't like missing sessions. Overall good day today. I started off with seated shoulder presses. I only kept it at around like 25 pounds. I didn't go up. I didn't want to put too much pressure on my lower back. From there I did seated shoulder presses, machine work. Got some decent weight on that. Couldn't really go too heavy on that either. And then from there, front delts felt pretty good, so I went on to lateral delts. Just did seated lateral raises. Kept it at around 25, 30 pounds, and I superset with front raises as well, just to hit some more front head work. And then I finished off with rear delts.
221.6. There you have it, people.
Alright, what's going on? It's still cold out in these streets.
To tell you about the Starbucks story with two young men who was
It's 4:20 Friday morning. On my way to work.
Recently on Good Morning America. This is what they had to say.
Busy day today. On my way to work right now. Checked my weight this morning. I didn't get down to 220. I did hit a new low, 221.6. And so I'm glad with that. You know, I'm happy with that. Just from everything, from the injury, that kind of has something to do with it. I feel like I didn't do a lot of cardio last night. Only did about 20 minutes. I had a late meal. So, you know, I had some variables in there that, you know, I could have did differently, but in general, you know, it is what it is. I feel like tomorrow morning I'll be able to hit 220. So today I'm gonna have a regular day, no cheat meals. Usually Friday night I may have a cheat meal if I do hit my weight in the morning, just to reward myself in a way. So but today none of that. I'm gonna keep it relatively strict, and then check my weight again tomorrow morning and see if I hit it. You know, I feel like I'll be in that 220 range tomorrow, definitely, okay? New J. Cole dropped today, new J. Cole, so I'm gonna be listening to that. I'm gonna probably be doing a review probably later on today. That's my initial reaction, not a deep review, just my initial reaction, my thoughts on the album. I like J. Cole, he's a great artist. What else we got today? Oh, I'm going to see my chiropractor today as well, after work. So I think that's a 6 o'clock, 6:30 appointment. So I may bring y'all on the ride with that. Just to give an update on my chiropractor. I didn't see him on Wednesday. I see my chiropractor 2 times a week. Wednesday we had a snowstorm, so I wasn't able to make that. But today, Friday, everything should be good to go. Weather's looking okay. Sun is out, you know. But I'll be seeing my chiropractor today, just giving an update on that, see how my back is doing. My back feels a lot better. Still not 100%, nowhere near, but I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. So with that said, I'm gonna turn on this J. Cole real quick, and I'm gonna vibe out. See y'all later.
Build roads and schools, but my ticket barely graduate. They ain't got the tools. Maybe cause the tax dollars that I make sure I sing.
901 Shelby Drive, look alive, look alive. Niggas came up on this side, now they on the other side. Oh well, fuck them, dawg, we gon' see how hard they ride. I get racks to go outside, and I split it with the guys. We up on the other side, niggas acting like we tied. I been gone since like July.
Yo. Work is complete. It is the weekend, 4:20. Got my camera mounted on the dashboard so I can chop it up with y'all. I'm having a great day today, beautiful day. Had a good day in the office. They wanted me to come in for OT tomorrow. I was like, no, it's 420, baby. It's 420, no OT this weekend. It's 420. We're gonna engage in adult activities tonight. You feel me? I'm just kidding. Y'all know I don't do that stuff. For day today, I've been listening to this J. Cole album all fucking day. So let me just say, J. Cole did his thing again. That's what, 4 albums? This is 5th album. This is 5th album, right? Yeah, this is 5th album. And I'm seeing progress, man. I'm seeing progress. There's so many J. Cole haters. Because it's 12 tracks. All of them is dope. You know, this is my initial reaction. You know, as I get to listen to the album more, kind of break it down, I'm pretty sure it gets more and more amazing. You know, J. Cole is definitely needed for the culture. Hold on. A lot of people saying that, hey, we got Kendrick Lamar, you know, so for the conscious rap, we don't really need J. Cole. Hey, J. Cole is definitely needed, and J. Cole stays in his lane. J. Cole has always been J. Cole. Early on in his career, with that commercial stuff, having features and having radio singles, he didn't like that shit. He stated that he didn't like that stuff. Jay-Z, who found J. Cole and kind of managed him to a certain extent, was looking for that radio hit. He couldn't find it. They kept pushing his stuff back. He dropped Friday Night Lights. Bam! People fuck with it. It wasn't really no radio hits on there. If it was, we liked it so much that the radio had to play it. You know what I mean? So J. Cole is not really made for radio. He was never really made for radio throughout his whole career. So I'm seeing statuses now where people are like, all right, he don't got no radio hits. He don't got no radio hits. Fuck radio. Who says that the radio makes you great? You know what I'm saying? The radio don't make you great. So many great artists without radio hits. Like, you don't need to be a Drake. You know what I mean? So many people trying to be Drakes. And there's not enough people that's trying to be themselves. That's the thing. J. Cole is authentic. The power of authenticity. Something that can resonate. Something that resonates with the people, and something that's transparent is what people like. The power of transparency, baby. And that's what I hear in this album. I hear transparency. Like, what really affects him as a person and what really goes on in society and the social norms of being a hip-hop artist. It's like J. Cole saying, fuck all that shit. I'm gonna make music the way I wanna make music. I don't care if it's a record label head that's trying to make me into this type of artist. No, fuck that. I'm the artist that I wanna be. And I'm gonna do things the way I wanna do. And then if you don't like it, you don't gotta listen to my shit. That unapologetic way of being an artist is which I don't see a lot of people doing now. J. Cole is trying to make hip hop more authentic, and that's what hip hop used to be. And over time, it's kind of transformed into this pop radio. I need to have this certain type of sound, and if my artistry doesn't sound like this, I'm not a great artist. We need to get off that, man. J. Cole is the definition of authenticity. He's the definition of realness. He's the definition of the people's artist, because he never changed his style. You know what I mean? And if you go to J. Cole's page or J. Cole's channel and expect to hear some pop shit, you're not gonna hear that. Listen to J. Cole. Go fuck with Cardi B shit. Cardi B got a whole lot of hits on her album. I like Cardi B, but that turn up stuff, that's, hey, go listen to Cardi B. So many niggas want to have turn up time, nigga. It's time to think and reflect and analyze society and know, okay, what steps do we need to improve on? And J. Cole, he takes those leaps and bounds that a lot of artists not willing to take. Okay, so definitely with this album, he's bringing attention, dropping it on 420, the drug holiday, not just weed, but all types of drugs. I don't mess with that stuff. Weed, Molly, Percocet, all that stuff. Pills and all that stuff. They be doing that Coachella. All them drugs. And for him to drop it a week after Coachella, like the significance of the date and the theme of his music, he's definitely bringing attention to the overuse of drug culture that has infiltrated rap to a certain extent, where it's toxic now. Where we see every artist, or damn near every artist, leaned out. We see lean taking the life of brothers. You know what I'm saying? We seeing Molly and Percocet and being high and just being high out of your mind. It's a direct correlation with invalidity of yourself. Okay? It's the insecurity within oneself to have to be on this drug to feel great, or to feel like I'm alive, or to feel pleased with themselves. It all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like artists, you know, they gotta be on this type of drug and to be able to perform the way they want to perform. You know what I mean? A great example would be Eminem. When Eminem came out, he was the white boy on opiates, on drugs, on Oxycontin, on all this stuff, but his music was fire. His music was hot. It translated well with the fans because he was just this wild, crazy motherfucker who could rap. Eminem's, you know what I'm saying? Eminem's a top 10 hip hop artist, I'll say, top 10. You know, and he was just leaned out. He was on drugs. He admits to saying all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And people kind of gravitated towards Eminem. You know, and then over time, you know, you develop and you start to understand that, you know, hey man, I was young, I was wilding out. That stuff wasn't, you know, to my best benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like to be addicted to drugs, it has even though I was using drugs to make music, at the same time I was destroying my own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, to come to that realization that, hey, I need to get off these drugs. I'm an addict. That's basically what this is. It's an addict. And there's so many addictions. There's good addictions, there's bad addictions in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm an addict to the gym. I gotta have that pump, you know what I'm saying? But it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? It's not detrimental to my life to the point where if I do it too much, I'm gonna die. That's the antithesis of drugs. You know what I'm saying? Drugs is gonna kill you. You understand? It's like there's no wiggle room around drugs. Drugs is just gonna take your life over time if you keep doing it. If you keep doing it constantly, you know, consistently over time, to the point where you're just gonna fall out and you're not gonna wake up again. You know what I'm saying? So for J. Cole to bring attention to drugs on 420, he's been getting a lot of hate today. A lot of hate, man. And, you know, I didn't even want to post a status. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to wait to do my YouTube to get my point. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that won't give it enough justice. You know what I'm saying? Just to put out a little 100 character post. You know what I'm saying? Because we really need to dive into this subject because it's so deep. And it's going over people's heads because they're addicts. Everybody that's complaining, they're addicts. So we're talking to an addict community right now to the point where it's combating their lifestyle. And we're shedding light on the high percentage of drug users. That's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? The high density of drug users, especially in hip hop. You know, just based on the album cover. That album cover where he's like the king and he's looking down on these little kids and they all leaned out. You know, like that's a message right there that's saying, hey man, I think that he's trying to portray that he's definitely taking a shot at a lot of these leaned out artists out here. Lil Pump, Tekashi 6ix9ine, there's a plethora of them. It's a plethora of them out here. And J. Cole definitely taking a subliminal message or stab at a lot of these leaned out artists. Future too. You know what I'm saying? Future didn't come into the game like that. You know what I'm saying? But now he's kind of revolved into this revolving door of drug use in his music. That cover alone is very, very deep. He's definitely going to shed light on drug use and not just in hip hop, because drug use goes way past hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about J. Cole, where he doesn't really sound preachy. He's bringing attention to drug use in hip hop, but he's also bringing attention to the high concentration of injustices that has happened to black people, to the point where they got to resort to this type of drug coping mechanism. You know what I'm saying? That's deep. That's deep. You know, like the feeling of being in bondage will ultimately get you to a point psychologically, you know, and mentally, that hey, I need to cope with this tyranny. I need to cope with this tyranny by lighting a joint. I need to cope with this tyranny by, you know, doing cocaine and doing a Percocet and Oxycontin and meth and all these different type of drugs. This is what I need to cope with. Basically, he's talking about white supremacy. If you want my opinion, he's basically talking about white supremacy. How white supremacy how people cope with white supremacy with drug use, especially in hip hop culture, which is predominantly a black culture. I like how he sheds light on that. You know what I'm saying? What a point where it's like, because let's just talk about drug use in U.S. society, right? Let's start at the 1920s and 30s. Black folks didn't have no connect to drug use like that. The major drug dealers in the 1930s and users were white people and the Italian community, also white. Now, but back then you had the Italian mafia in the 1930s, and they basically had such impact on culture and society to the point where the FBI didn't even acknowledge the presence of the Italian mafia. J. Edgar Hoover, 1930s, the director of the FBI, didn't even acknowledge the existence of the Italian mafia because they was like deep in the pockets of the FBI and in all different coats of society. That's how heavy they were. They were doing it big. And this is the 1930s. You feel me? The World War II pops off 1940, so that kind of dies down a little bit after the recession. Where the recession hits, drug use is high, but then World War II happens, 1940s. But then drug use goes back up in the I would say late 1950s. Definitely is getting bigger in the 1960s. You know what I mean? 1960s on the East Coast. I mean, y'all seen documentaries, y'all seen history books. Like, you know, you had Nicky Barnes and big time East Coast drug dealers selling heroin, Blue Magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff was going on in the 1960s. You know what I'm saying? All over the East Coast and West Coast, down south. You had it all over. But black folks didn't have the connect. The Italian mafia was still the main connect. Until there was a guy named, I forgot his name. What's his name? The movie. They did the movie on him. Frank Lucas. Until you have Frank Lucas. Until Frank Lucas, you know, everybody used to get their drugs from the Italian mafia. You know what I'm saying? Until that was the connect. You know what I'm saying? Black folks not bringing the drugs into the country, but we will distribute them in black areas once we had our connect. You know what I'm saying? But Frank Lucas changed all that. You know what I'm saying? He cut off the middleman basically and went directly to Asia to get the dope. And he'll cut it up and distribute the dope himself. He was making maybe $1-2 million a day in the 1960s, late 1960s. You know what I'm saying? Early 1970s. So black folks didn't have the connect like that until Frank Lucas, who had the connect, they ended up taking him down. You know what I'm saying? So you had heroin, which was the predominantly big drug at the time, heroin and weed. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really have the crack cocaine epidemic until the late 1970s. And we all know Ronald Reagan and they all infiltrated drug use, got drugs out of Mexico and other areas around the world and smuggled it into the country for profit so they can use that money to fund other organizations, basically, okay? So you got the crack cocaine era in the 1980s. No, the cocaine era. Okay, cocaine cowboys, Miami, all that stuff. But the crack The crack cocaine era doesn't come until the mid 1980s, like 1984, 85, 86. Okay? So what black folks did was, hey, they already got cocaine. White people got cocaine. Y'all already know the story, man. White people got cocaine. We just gonna flip this cocaine into crack cocaine and sell it at a less profit, at a less rate to compared to cocaine. But it's gonna give you the same high, so to speak, or it's gonna give you a better high. You know what I'm saying? But in the media, that's the first time, well, not really the first time, but you start to see an increase or influctuation of drug anti-black propaganda that was being portrayed in the media, based on the fact that black people was using this crack cocaine and getting high, and this crack cocaine literally destroyed communities. But at the same time, across town, you got doctors and lawyers in these better economic communities doing cocaine, getting high on coke. And they're in the club, in the bathroom, smuggling cocaine. Same shit, same drug, it's the same thing. But on one hand, this group is being demonized and being portrayed as evil, but the other group is there's no coverage at all. And this is the 1980s, you know what I'm saying? When Clinton comes in, 1990s, the crack is whack and all that stuff. That kind of dies that phase down a little bit, but the damage has already been done. Basically, the damage has already been done. Lives have been destroyed. Families have been broken. Communities have been economic impoverished. There's no jobs. There's no life. So J. Cole, man, to bring attention to drug use, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't want to go too deep with the history, but you know, it is what it is. To bring attention to drug use in not just hip hop, but in black society, you know, I give him a lot of props for that. A lot of props for that. I feel like with the concept and the messaging of this album, I like it better than his previous album. You know what I'm saying? The debate is still up for, you know, whether or not J. Cole would benefit from features. Me personally, I feel like J. Cole was trying to convey a message so strong where he can't have features. It's just gonna disrupt the message. The message is gonna disrupt the meaning, because the meaning is so impactful and powerful where you don't need features. You know what I'm saying? Let's just have real talk. Let's just have real talk for a second. I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about features. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to convey a message to my people, and not just to my people, but to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, are we going to shed light on this, or are we just gonna make turn up music? Some people just want turn up music. They want fast beats. They want music you can dance to and bop and do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And those type of people, they like being lied to all the time. They love being lied to. They love being lied to, and they love avoiding the truth. They love avoiding the truth. They love taking shortcuts in life. They love being lied to. And, you know, for those type of people who love the turn up music, you know, you're not gonna persuade them at all. They're lost. They're done mentally. Maybe if you drill it, maybe, but some people just don't give a fuck. And that's the feeling that I'm getting from a lot of some people that's lost and that's in coon world and just don't care. That's already leaned out everything. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about economics. They don't care about history. They're lost. They're lost. So, you know what I'm saying? there's no coming back. He gone, man. Them niggas is gone. Them niggas is gone. Them niggas is leaned out. Them niggas is leaned out. Them niggas is mentally gone. Ain't no coming back. You know what I'm saying? But in hip hop, you need balance. You need turn up time. You need turn up time. But you also need time to reflect and talk about real societal and important issues. That has always been prevalent in hip hop. From the creation of hip hop, that has always been present in hip hop. So for artists to take that lane now and want to do that, I applaud that. I applaud that. You know what I'm saying? I applaud that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just my little J. Cole album reaction. You know what I'm saying? I'm not breaking down track by track. It's a great it's a great album. It's a great body of work. You should definitely go check it out. What I like most about the album overall is the emotion, the realness, the authenticity, the power of authenticity. I can't stress that enough. Being authentic and being who you are, true to who you are, not giving a fuck about what people think about you, what you say, how you act, how you move, you know, living in your real skin and not a paintbrush where people will paint what they want you to be. I applaud that. I like that. I love that. More people need to do more of it instead of being scared and being basically fearful, or just people just not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But there's so much traffic today. God damn. I am pulling up to see my chiropractor right now. Okay, I have an appointment right now to see my chiropractor. If you don't know, I had suffered a back injury a couple weeks ago, pretty bad. On a scale of 1 to 10 right now, I'm at a 7.5, I feel like. So I have resumed physical activity in the gym. Nothing too crazy, but you know, I'm still being looked at and checked over the next 2, maybe 3 weeks. So maybe I'll bring my camera in, see if they let me. But sessions have been going well. I've definitely have been seeing improvement in my back. I really do miss deadlifting though. I miss deadlifting. I miss squatting. I miss just utilizing the back muscle, you know, in my heavy lifts. But hey, no excuses, baby. I'm a big believer in if you can walk, then you can work out. And I wasn't able to walk for a whole week, so I took a week off. But as soon as I was able to walk comfortably, I was back in the gym, you know, just doing light cardio, doing light movements, you know, just doing what I can to, you know, just be able to just doing what I can with my ability. And you know, the main thing is to not hurt yourself, to not further your injury, or to not re-injure yourself. Now that's what I was doing before I got hurt, before I got really hurt, because I injured my back in February. So you know, I was still going to the gym, doing what I can. And on some days I feel kind of good, then I'll go heavy, then I'll just completely fuck it up. And then, you know, it was a Thursday night, I was in the gym and I completely fucked it up to the point where I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. You know what I'm saying? So I literally had to take a week off. I had to take work. I had to take time off from work. You know, it was very, very serious, to the point where, you know, when it's an injury, you really got to treat that injury and make sure that you get the proper help and assistance to help you get better. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be broken down from a physiological perspective in my mid-30s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of stuff going on, man. So, you know, I'm definitely keep it light. You know what I'm saying? Keep it light. But yeah, I'm gonna go in here, see this chiropractor. Alright, y'all, I just left the chiropractors. Pretty good session, man. Making a lot of progress. You know, I should be healthy maybe in about 3 weeks. That's what he told me. That's the time frame right now, 3 more weeks. So it'll be a total of like 5 weeks where I'm seeing, you know, medical help and attention. I was kind of aiming for maybe 2 weeks, but that 3rd week may be a maybe 3rd week, approximately 2 to 3 weeks more aid and appointments and seeing chiropractor and everything. So, you know, I was hoping for a little bit better news, but you know, I'm glad that I am getting healthy. I am getting back to where I was, okay? And that's good with me, you know what I'm saying? Everything that's been given to me has been working. So, you know, I'm just gonna take his word on it for right now. The good thing is that I feel like I won't need an MRI. When I first started my sessions, he mentioned to me that if the pain was still prevalent by the end of week 2, which is right now, I would have had to get an MRI taken to make sure that there wasn't, because the x-ray and the MRI is 2 different things. MRI, you see everything, you know? So I'm glad that the MRI option is off the table right now, but you know, it's still gonna take at least another maybe 2 or 3 weeks to get healthy. And I'm fine with that. Look, I'm not bulking right now. I'm not lifting for size or anything. I'm not lifting to get a big bench press or deadlift. That time has come and gone. Look, when it's time to bulk, that's when you need to hit those numbers. I'm actually on a cut right now. Today I woke up at 221.6, which is the lowest I've been in this cut, and the lowest I've been in a while for the past maybe year or 2. So I'm happy with that. I want to get down to maybe 215. So right now is not the typical time to be trying to lift super heavy and trying to get crazy weight. There'll come a time for that later when I'm fully healthy and when I can attack a bulking season properly. So, you know, I'm not in a rush to bulk or get big numbers right now. My main focus right now is to get healthy and to lean out and to see what progress I've been making over the past maybe 2 or 3 years where I've been doing this consistently. You know, so that's my overall goal right now. That's where I'm trying to hit. You know, and I'm not gonna hit it if I'm not healthy. So getting my back right and getting fully healthy, but still making sure that I hit my workout sessions, not taking it overboard, going light, keeping proper form, and doing substitutional exercises is key right now. And that's another thing that's gonna help me become better in the long run, where I know other exercises is just as good as this exercise, but it uses less of the back, because going forward, I won't be utilizing my back as much as I used to. That's gonna be a permanent change from now on. So I used to squat maybe twice. I used to squat twice a week. Even on the days where I was supposed to hit high volume, I still squat. So that's gonna change. I'm not gonna squat as much now. I may squat maybe once a week. I may just use the lower back heavy once a week. So if I want to squat and I want to deadlift in the same week, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's too much on the back. Unless there's maybe 3 or 4 days apart where I fully recuperate my back. That's the only way I'm gonna incorporate both in my regimen right now. So right now I do legs on my heavy leg session is on Sunday, and then I got my back session on Tuesday. That's not gonna happen anymore. So I'm gonna be making little changes like that to make sure I give my back the proper time to recuperate and replenish the muscle fibers before using it again. It's like, it's stupid. But in the long run, it's gonna work out. In the long run, it's gonna work out. And you know, I'm gonna be happy with it. I'm gonna be happy with it. I feel like it's gonna work out. I'm not worried anymore like I was. This time last week, I was a mess. I was a mess because I didn't work out in a week. I was grumpy, I was angry, I was hurt, I couldn't move, I couldn't do shit, okay? So I'm just glad that I'm making progress, man, and everything is gonna come full circle the way I want it to. So, but today's Friday, I do have a cardio session and ab session tonight. And you know, since I didn't hit weight today, Friday mornings is my check-in weight. I didn't hit weight today, but I may still have a little cheat meal because I've been making so much progress on my back, and I've been working really hard in the gym and trying to get back. So I may treat myself, I may not, I may, you know what I'm saying, because if I don't treat myself tonight, I know for a fact that I'll open up at 2:20 tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning, or Saturdays in general, is really my cheat day. It's really my cheat day. So they like real close and shit. So we'll see how the night goes. It's a beautiful night tonight, 60 degrees. So I may step out, you know what I'm saying? We'll see, we'll play it by ear. But y'all stay tuned, baby. Y'all stay tuned, let's go. Good ab session, cardio session. Hold on. Good ass workout. Just went well. I did ab pull downs. I did some cable work, and then I did about 30 minutes of cardio. So I had an okay session. You know, about a 6 out of 10, I'll say. You know, but I'm starving right now, man. Only had one meal today, which was at work. So, you know, even though I ain't make weight today, I feel like I've been working pretty hard. So you know what? I'm gonna go get something to eat. You know what? I think I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that's the move. That's the move. What that sign say, baby? Chick-fil-A.
How may I serve you? No.
Can I get one number 2, a spicy deluxe?
All right, and then what's the drink with that?
Can I get a lemonade? And can you add bacon on it?
All right, anything else?
And then can you add a 12 count Chick-fil-A nuggets?
Just a nugget?
Yes.
All right, anything else?
Can I get barbecue sauce with that as well?
And will that complete your order?
Are your chicken strips, do they come spicy?
No.
Okay, can I get just the 4 count meal?
All right, and then what's the drink?
Lemonade, please.
Any sauces?
Can I get ranch and the sriracha?
Spicy deluxe meal plus bacon and 4 count strip?
Yep.
Would you like a receipt back, sir?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
And then here's the receipt for you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night, sir.
Okay. Oh my God, that's so good.
Gotta get on your job, tell them haters get on your job.
My ambition. Easy to dream a dream, though it's harder to live it. They gon' love me for my